Priestly garments. When God established the priesthood, he didn't just give instructions for what priests were to do, he gave instructions for what they were to wear, and that wasn't about ceremony or appearance. It was about responsibility being carried in plain sight. The garments of the priest were designed by God himself, described in detail in Exodus, and every piece served a purpose. The ephod, the robe, the turban, and especially the breastplate all communicated the same message. Anyone who stood before God on behalf of the people did so under weight, not privilege. The breastplate makes that clearer than anything else. Set into it were 12 stones, each engraved with the name of one of the tribes of Israel. When the high priest entered God's presence, he didn't come alone, and he didn't come representing himself. He literally carried the people over his heart, symbolizing that leadership before God meant bearing others, not elevating oneself. As Exodus 28:29 says, Aaron was to carry the names of the sons of Israel over his heart before the Lord continually. That detail reframes spiritual leadership entirely. Authority wasn't about status, it was about representation, and it was heavy. Attached to the priestly garments were the Urim and Thummim, tools used for discernment in specific moments. Scripture never presents them as mystical shortcuts or fortune-telling devices. They were not divination. They were a means by which God made his will known when he chose to do so, reinforcing that guidance came from God, not from human intuition or spiritual cleverness. What's striking is that holiness here was visible. The priest couldn't hide behind private spirituality. His role, his responsibility, and his accountability were all worn openly. If he misrepresented God, the consequences were severe. If he approached God casually, the cost was real. The garments preached a message without words. Those who speak for God are accountable to God, and those who lead God's people do so under scrutiny, not exemption. That principle doesn't disappear as Scripture moves forward. It deepens. Because as the story continues, God begins shifting the focus away from garments that symbolize holiness toward lives that are meant to embody it.